Devising the school system in Colombia. Data is not information. Information is not knowledge. Knowledge is not understanding. Understanding is not wisdom. Clifford Stoll. The main problems of the Colombian educational system are governments that have not had continuity with educational policies, laws to privatize higher education, poor infrastructure in rural schools, lack of the government investment in education compared with other sectors, students with no interest in learning improve or develop, change in family structure and neglect of parental responsibilities. Influence the armed conflict in the minds of young people. Condition unfavorable economic levels for teachers. Talking with the teachers.
In Colombia. What's your name?
My name is Patricia Pedrosa.
What advantage or disadvantage have you seen in the educational system in Colombia?
I would like to talk first about the advantages of our school system education. For example, some years before we have a lot of illiteracy in Colombia, but nowadays the literacy is less, or I would say that have improved. Another advantage is that the Secretaría de Educación have tried to involve a large number of students in the schools. In that way, the students are not making part of the gangs or consuming drugs in the streets. Another advantage is that the government is supporting investigation in public universities. For example, the University of Antioquia is an outstanding university in South America, as we have seen. Talking about the disadvantages, that new teachers, very important disadvantages is that new teachers have very bad salaries, low salaries. Another disadvantage is that promotion in Colombia is very unfair. Why? Because nowadays we are promoting bad students in public education. But the private schools have the advantage that they don't promote bad students as we do. Another disadvantage is that all students, private and public students, are taking extra tests, and this is the word, external tests under the same condition. And we know that this is not the same. It is not the same a student who studies in a private school to the one who studies in a public school. That's it.
What educative community could do to improve education?
I think that there are three very important aspects about improving education. The first task is for the family, because the family is the basis of the society. We as teachers could implement or establish new strategies in order to improve education and to motivate them, because we know that our task in the classrooms is very important. And best of all, we have all kinds of students in our rooms. Another thing that is very important is the schools, because we should try to have the students as long as possible in the same schools, because those changes of teachers and schools are not benefits for them. We know that they are very effective when they change schools or teachers a lot.
What do you think of educational system in Colombia?
I think that the educational system in Colombia is very affected by some policies. For example, we in our classes have a large number of students, and it is a very difficult thing when we try to learn or to teach a foreign language. because in a class or in a class of 45 students, it is not possible to teach English, for example. And another thing that affects our educational system is corruption. We know that every system in Colombia nowadays is affected by corruption, and it is involved or is immersed in a circle. One thing affects another thing. For example, corruption affects salaries. Salaries affect families. Families affect education, and so on.
Thank you for being with us.
You're welcome.
Talking with the retired teacher Nora Ortiz.
Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one.
What could you do in order to improve the quality of education? Among the contributions that can be done as teachers to improve education are updating on training, specialization, master and doctoral, linking research to the classroom, construction and ongoing review of school curriculum, linking ICT to the classroom, creation of networks of teachers, pronunciation and public demonstration against government educational policies, supported by trade unions, socialism, rights, and disseminate successful practices in the classroom.